Hi, do you like adult toys? Because I do.
Same.
I have one in the room.
Anyways, Adam and Eve is our sponsor and we love them so much. Adam and Eve is the #1 trusted source for adult toys. They've been in business for almost 50 years.
Really? I didn't know
50
that.
years of adult toys.
That's a lot of years.
Hairs.
Salt your hairs.
Your hairs. They have 24/7 customer support in case your toy explodes. They don't.
You could stress them out though.
They have high quality stuff, so you'll probably never call them.
They won't explode unless it's specifically made to explode if you're into that. They also have 90-day no-hassle returns and very discreet packaging. 20% of their profit goes to help fight the spread of HIV around the world also, so that's really cool. Visit adamandeve.com and use the code MOOD for 50% off one item plus free shipping in the US and Canada. Some exclusions apply. Again, visit adamandeve.com and use the code MOOD for 50% off one item plus free shipping in the US and Canada. America's hat.
Imagine handling the returned sex toys. Just like used butt plugs. What a job. I think that's an essential job.
I think they've done it so many times. They're just like,
They're flipping through
There's
things.
one guy that really likes it. He's like,
yikes.
anyway, welcome to Big Mood. We're happy to have you here. Today we have a special guest, a very special guest. He's super handsome, very sexy. Please don't get too turned on by him.
You're
He is
happy, all
married.
right.
Okay. He's taken, ladies. So,
I would like to also
Greene.
be introduced as a Britney Spears
Aficionado?
A Britney Spears free thinker and truther.
Free Britney.
A truther.
Britney Spears free thinker and truther,
An expert.
Stephen Paul Greene.
Hi everybody. I'm a big Britney Spears fan, big expert on Britney Spears.
There we go.
So what is
No one else is in the room? Are we just invisible to you?
No.
This is Tiff and that's
Who are you?
Gina.
Oh yeah, let's introduce ourselves for those audio listeners out there. I'm Nikki Limo,
I'm Tiff.
And I'm Gina.
and we are Big Mood.
That is the corniest shit I've ever seen.
Are we the Power Rangers that just assemble?
Horrifying.
We are Big Mood, right? Big Mood. Oh my God.
Come on, Steve.
Yuck, man.
I like that. We are Big Mood.
Jesus Christ. You sound like a weird boy band. Good Lord.
Free Steve.
Exactly. So you guys want to know about Britney Spears or
I
what?
fucking do, yeah.
Okay, so what do you guys know about Britney Spears?
She's under a conservatorship
Yes.
of
that.
her dad. So her dad controls everything from her money, her spending, her work, her contact to the outside world, everything. Basically, her whole entire life is under...
Conservatorship.
Yeah.
She also had a few hit singles.
Very true. Less known for that though.
Yeah.
So so Britney's been under this conservatorship since like 2009.
That's insane.
Because she went through this. She had like a very public, as you guys know,
2007.
quote unquote mental breakdown.
Which the older I get, I get it.
I get it.
understand.
And also,
Yeah.
I'm like, people are looking at it as though she was just a normal person that had a breakdown. Like, imagine being followed by paparazzis
yeah.
night
you
and
were
day,
like
non-fucking stop.
because she was in the Mickey Mouse Club too. So I don't know about paparazzi back then, but still, like she's been in the
Yeah.
public
Yeah, not
eye.
the paparazzos were as into the Mouseketeers.
Probably not.
Yeah.
But also, like, I mean, there are probably some weird shit going on with the Disney stuff and the adults and the children. I wouldn't be
Every
surprised.
aspect of her life was controlled. Especially Disney controls a lot, like a lot of stuff. You know, if you sign on, there was a period of time where both Disney and Nickelodeon were doing this thing. Nickelodeon.
Jesus Christ.
Disney and Nickelodeon.
Disney and Nickelodeon.
But they were doing this thing where they wanted to create stars. So you had a show, and then you would
Ariana
do
Grande?
a tour. Yeah, exactly. So you were like a musical star, an actor, and it was all under like one contract.
And Selena Gomez.
And they
I know,
controlled like
she's
everything. They controlled your social media. They controlled
Yeah.
everything. So imagine like, yeah, she was in the Mickey Mouse Club, and then growing up just having like her image completely controlled. She's over-sexualized at such a young age because
Yeah.
that Hit Me Baby One More Time was when
schoolgirl?
she was 16.
That was 16?
Yeah, she was 16.
In that schoolgirl outfit?
But so was I, so it was okay.
Yeah, well.
You were younger
Back
than
then.
that.
I
Or I
was
was like
7.
12.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
yeah, I was like, oh, thank God. Okay.
Yeah, so she influenced a lot of 12-year-olds because that's when we all found out about her too. Well, you guys were even
I was
younger than
7.
that.
Yeah.
But that's when she exploded, and like then all these younger kids, because if you're 16, then you're influencing much younger than you, started getting like way more sexual, like wanting to dress more.
That's so
in
true. I remember
thongs. They
being
wanna-
9 years old in my bedroom, and that's when I'm a slave.
Oh yeah. Slave for you.
Yeah, when
You
that
were
came
9
out.
for that? Whoa.
I was 9 when that came out, or maybe 11. Now I'm between 9 and 11. I forgot, but I remember being a child though, and like trying to do her
Yeah.
dance, and I was like in front of the mirror, and then I would actually tie my shirt up so my belly was all exposed,
Whoa.
trying to emulate Britney
Yep.
in that music video.
at 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was on TRL.
Yeah.
Total
remember that.
Request Live. You
With
guys missed out
Carson
if you-
Daly. Whatever happened to that guy?
So if you think about it, because Britney Spears was always like under her parents, right? And then she's like in the Disney system for a while, and then she comes out of that, and she's basically an international superstar.
Yeah.
When was Britney ever free?
Yeah.
yeah.
Ever.
And if you guys just want to take a moment and think about that,
Poor girl.
When she was 4.
She had a regular childhood.
I mean, she never got to even be an adult who's in
Yeah.
charge of her own finances, like doing her own kind of thing, because she had it all taken from her.
Was it like a stage mom situation? I didn't read a lot about her mom, so I'm assuming not.
Well,
but
I don't know.
Maybe a stage dad situation.
Yeah, that's kind of what's
Yeah.
going on.
I know they came from like more of a like poor, lower income background, and then they like went to California to like try
Well,
to.
her sister was a Nickelodeon
Jamie
star.
Lynn Spears.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then
later.
Yeah, later. And then
Yeah.
she ended up becoming a teen mom too, and then like she got ridiculed for that like crazy. But it's just like there's a lot of stuff going on
Zoe
in that
101.
family. Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of the time when people talk about this, we go from her public breakdown, right? Like that's what everyone says. It's a public breakdown. But really, what did she do, right? She went to a barber shop. She had her hair
barbershop.
She had her head shaved in the middle of the
Yeah.
night.
Well,
right?
it's because her extensions were like digging into
Yeah.
her scalp, and she was just like, "I'm fucking tired of it."
And so they had somebody in there obviously opening the blinds because they took the shot from outside.
Yeah.
So why, if it's this thing that she's doing that she wants to keep so private, why did she open the blinds for it? There's just a lot to this, because if you've been to her Instagram at all,
Yeah.
there's a lot of things there where it
That's
looks
kind
like
of
she's
like how
crying.
this came up, is that
Yes.
people were noticing that her Instagram changed, because if you go back a few years ago, her Instagram was not as crazy. Like she's still kind of controlled and stuff, but like she's not as out of it like as
what do
she
you think
is now.
changed?
Like she used to have more of a natural delivery. Like she would talk to the camera and she'd be like, "Hey guys, it's me, Britney, and I'm doing this," or like, "Oh, these are my outfits that I picked today." But now if you go to her Instagram, it's just like her like staring at the camera doing
Yeah,
weird
you could definitely
spins.
tell that. No, for sure, there's a drastic difference. But I guess I'm like conspiracy land. Like, what do you think changed? Like, why is she now more outwardly coming out like she is definitely lost?
Well, there's
her
theories because
marbles.
we don't know, right? So it's like, is it medication? Is it that she's going through something even more serious mental wise? Like, is it even that just what a lot of people think, which is that she's trying to reach out for help? Like she's battled with her father to have him removed as her sole conservator. And they ended up getting this other guy to be a conservator with him to help manage her finances.
Wallet.
And both of those cats are getting hundreds
Who's
of
this
thousands.
other guy?
His name's Wallet.
Yeah, his name's
Oh,
Walt.
his literal
His
name?
name's Wallet,
Oh,
and he's
shit.
getting her money.
Wow, what
Yeah,
a
wait.
right?
Talk about
But who-
born into it.
Weird.
But who is he exactly? Like a manager?
He's
a
a
lawyer.
financial guy.
He's a lawyer, I thought. But let's start from the beginning. Like
Yeah.
if you go back in the timeline, like when do you think that she started being controlled by everything, or what led to her breakdown?
I don't think she really broke down. That's what I think is bullshit about all this stuff.
Oh.
I think that when everyone says that Dave Chappelle broke down or whatever, what did he do? He just fucking quit his contract and left.
Yeah.
Like it's not. He had a mental breakdown. Everyone says if you get out of the limelight, you're having a mental breakdown
Or
because
if you shave
everyone
your
will want
head,
to.
you're having a breakdown. Same shit happened just recently to Tiffany Haddish. She just had enough of her hair. She wanted to go bald. She did it, and people were like, "You're crazy now."
Yeah, so I think that the terminology breakdown is stupid for that. I think that what actually happened to her is she had a problem like with some kind of mental issue or something with drugs that we don't know about. But she ended up, because she had to go to rehab, right? Like she went to rehab, I think, twice.
Mm-hmm.
So something happened that facilitated that. A lot of people think it was drugs. And she ended up having, recently her own kids filed for a separation.
Emancipation.
Oh, no.
Yeah, from the conservatorship for they got a restraining order against her dad
Oh, right.
for abuse of or whatever,
The
like some kind of
kids
abuse.
got a restraining
The
order
kids did,
against
yeah.
I mean, if that
the
doesn't
grandpa?
say anything, Jesus.
So yeah, there's so much to this stuff that gets lost when people just say she went crazy and this should have happened. Like it's not so simple to just look at her and go, she's everything that's wrong with it. She obviously is mentally fucked up, and they have to control her finances, or she's going to spend all 59 million.
So how did this come to be? Because I feel like if we're starting from the beginning, because we're assuming a lot. We're assuming a lot of people have been following the story. We're assuming that people have seen her Instagram. We're assuming that they know what we're talking about. So starting from the beginning, Britney Spears, she became this mega superstar from her music, and then she got like so famous, and you could tell like the fame was kind of
She even
hurting
did
her
like
life.
Lucky as a song.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
and she would like talk about, and you could see like the tabloids at that time. She would go on vacation and they would have like pictures of her from a helicopter that they took of her laying out, and they would be like, look how fat Britney got, like
Yeah.
she gained so much weight, oh she's struggling, she's having a problem. So you have all these people commenting on your life nonstop 24/7, and she came out with like a piece of me, you know,
Yeah.
like, and that kind of sums it up, where everybody just seems to want a piece of her.
True.
And then she has her kids, and her and Kevin are having a tough time, right?
Oh,
and
after the big Justin Timberlake breakup, too?
yeah.
Oh,
So
right.
fans are hating on her because of the Justin Timberlake breakup. Like,
Because the
you just-
rumor was that she cheated on him. That's why Crimea River came out.
Great
Yeah.
song. Great song.
Yeah.
And he had another song that was like, but you didn't say you're sorry. Do you know that song? Oh, it was about her.
Sounded
too.
exactly like him. That was amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, I try. I mean, it's a gift.
No, and then even with the Kevin Federline thing, didn't they get married in a really weird, rushed way too? And it was like big old scandal.
I don't know enough about the scandal part, but I just remember they wore tracksuits. Like they
For
got
the
married in
wedding.
tracksuits.
Yeah.
And then if you remember, she also married like her childhood friend,
Oh,
Yes,
I don't remember
she
that.
did.
like for a weekend, and then had it annulled.
Like a secret
Annulled within
wedding.
24 hours.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, so then she got caught like with her kids on her lap while she was driving,
Yes.
and people were just calling her a bad mom, and they were just like really coming down on her, and then she just goes quote unquote crazy and shaves her head. She starts wearing wigs and talking in accents, and just in my opinion, it's like a fuck you, like let me
Yeah.
just live, because she's never got to like live her life. Like she's always very controlled in every aspect. And then
Even just hanging out with people though, people do accents and shit. Like, how is that part of her mental breakdown?
but she's an artist.
Some of
She's a
that shit is-
creative artist. Like people just like to fuck around. And,
Nobody said Madonna's mentally broken down when she did a fake
Right.
British
Oh,
accent.
that's right. She was British for a while.
Yeah. She lived there and she's like, oh, this sounds so much nicer to say things like this. Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
remember when she converted to United Kingdomism?
Man, I don't know anymore. I remember she was into Kabbalah, whatever the hell.
Yeah, she's in Kabbalah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Same with
so
Lindsay, but they did call her crazy.
they
Lindsay
used
Lohan.
that as proof that she wasn't capable of handling her finances and her kids and her, mental state. So then that's how a conservatorship was put in place.
But it was a temporary
They're supposed
conservatorship.
to be temporary.
Yes.
Exactly.
And then he had it extended by the end of the year. I think it was 2009. So it was just supposed to be for a little bit. Then he gets it extended. And then now here it is. We're 2020. We're still talking about it's been 11 years.
Right.
Wow.
And so a lot of the fans are like, wait, so she could go on tour, come out with all these albums, have a Vegas residency and perform every night, but she can't handle anything else in her life? Like, how is she mentally available to do all the work, but not mentally available to have the money from her work?
Right.
Right. And they argue, her dad and the other guy argue that they're just looking out for her best interests. Like they even disclosed that she had like $400,000 of living expenses or something last year. Like she's living comfortably, kind of a statement. But what's messed up is that it was supposed to be temporary. Now it's been extended indefinitely, and she's not in control of her own life.
Damn.
She can't even
She's
make.
even like asking the courts, like, can I please?
Yeah. Whoever
Please.
drafted and passed that contract with indefinite language is really fucked up.
Well,
Like,
the
they
idea
should
behind
not-
that is supposed to be there for people who are mentally incapacitated in some way.
That's
Yeah.
what they claim.
Right.
With
So
her.
they're basically having to prove that she is not
still
all
needs
there.
them.
Right.
Yeah.
And so they have a financial interest to do so as well. So it's super
Of
weird
course.
that this can go on and nobody seems to care except for Britney fans now with
And
the
everyone
hashtag Free
is
Britney thing.
pretty much her caretaker. Fun fact: my friend, her personal trainer boyfriend, is friends with my friend. They were in a frat together, and they follow each other on Instagram and everything. And it's pretty much well known that guy's just pretty much her, like, not caretaker, but her wrangler or
Her
whatever.
paid for boyfriend kind of
Yeah,
thing?
yeah.
Like some Tom Cruise
That
shit?
gym guy, he's like a buff, like
Yeah.
yeah. What, I thought is he a dancer or
I have no idea. Like her trainer or whatever.
yeah, trainer.
Yeah.
I just know he like works
Yeah.
out a lot.
There's also conspiracies in her because I read the comments under her post too, and a lot of people are claiming, like, they're just like, how are people not noticing that this isn't even Britney? There's
Oh, like a clone?
apparently like they're like the real Britney isn't even here. I don't know where she is, but people think that the Britney that we see on her Instagram page isn't even her.
People think that about a lot of
Yeah.
A
like
lot of
really
celebrities.
high tier
Like Paul McCartney
celebrities.
and all
Paul
that.
McCartney, yeah.
Well, they even said that about Eminem, and then they like point out verses in his music where he talks about like being a clone or whatever, supposedly, and how he's like not even supposed to be here and all this stuff. But
Yeah.
he's the real deal, guys.
Yeah,
Come
he's
on.
real. He's
real
real.
still.
Eminem would never. He would never.
The real Sim Shady.
He's the real Slim Shady forever. But yeah, so going back to Britney, she has requested more freedom. They won't grant it to her.
Jesus.
She also, like, fans were saying that there was a comment in her Instagram that was like,
yeah,
wear
that one.
yellow tomorrow if you need help. And she wore yellow. So
Yeah.
And
people
just
are
danced
saying-
around. She didn't even do anything. She just
Yeah.
danced around in yellow.
Yeah. So a lot of fans are convinced that she's trying to tell them things in code and like she's not allowed to say certain things, but none of this is proven. It's all
Right.
just like conjecture. And she's even tried to tell the fans like, hey, butt out, like what I need right now is space. But then she'll
Well, she says it in the caption, though. You notice
Yeah.
in the video, she's like, everything's cool. I'm Britney. I'm barely even here as I'm talking to you right
no,
now.
she says everything's cool, guys.
And then she says things that I don't even know if she's capable of saying together in a sentence, like in the caption.
yeah.
So-
It's typed
who's-
out by someone else.
Who's controlling that? Like, is it the
Right.
conservatorship? If she's not in control of her own life, is she control over Instagram? I
Yeah,
doubt that.
Well, and then people are like, what she has like weird projects in her captions all the time. Like, I'm working on Project Rose right now. I'm working on Project Rose. And then you look up Project Rose and it's like some weird thing. And then she says she's working on this, I forget the other project's names, but she says different projects' names, but they're like code. It's like, or it seems like code because it's like Project Rose, Project Airplane.
I think I
you
saw
know?
a video of her like dancing with a hat or an umbrella or something, and she's holding it in a certain way, and her fingers pointing at like a very small fine print, and people like zoomed in on it, and it said like help or 911 or something.
Seriously?
Yeah, it was all over TikTok
Fuck's
too.
sake, man.
Yeah.
That's the kind of stuff. So that's kind of the big tease about all this stuff is she keeps on kind of reiterating this need for help in some way that at least that we all see because we're looking for it as now too.
Did you guys ever see that Black Mirror episode with Miley Cyrus?
Yeah,
Yeah.
What?
Literally
Oh.
sounds like it.
it does.
So there was this one episode where she was this huge pop star, and it turns out that her aunt was controlling her, and she just had no say in her life, and to the point where, like, it seemed like she was going to be rebelling against the aunt, and so the aunt drugged her, put her under a coma, and was pretty much trying to kill her, and that, like, it was fucking crazy. But it seems like because she didn't want to fall in line, then they had to do something to force her to like bend at the knee and like you better be obedient or else this other shit happens. And it kind of gives me that like those vibes from this whole Britney situation. Cause yeah, I mean, if there's like little codes in there, little like help me's, like that's fucking
Just
crazy.
like cryptic messages.
Speaking of kill, random facts: Selena's killer is getting out of prison this year.
This year, Yolanda, that fucking bitch.
Wait,
Yeah.
what happened? How did she,
I knew
how
the
did she
Latino
die?
would get angry. I knew the Latino would get
How
angry.
is
course, I
that
have
allowed
to.
to happen?
I saw it. Okay, I mean, given I didn't do any research, but I think it was on TikTok, and people are starting a petition to like not. I don't know.
She's
something.
gonna, I mean,
She's gonna get killed.
I was gonna say that, but then I was like, is that fucked up? I really feel like she's just not gonna make it out into the real world. Like,
How did
people,
Selena die?
She
She got killed by-
She shot her. So this lady Yolanda, she was the fan club president and also like her best friend, and like she was always in her circle. But then it turns out that Yolanda was skimming money and stealing from Selena. And then so the day that Selena died is because she went to go visit her in her apartment to confront her about this money, and Selena was just like, you don't have to steal. Like, just ask and I'll give it to you or whatever it is. And then she pretty much broke up with her as a friend, and she was leaving, and that's when Yolanda brought out a gun and shot her in the chest.
Whoa.
Why'd she even have a gun?
And then I don't know. And then she like locked herself in the car for many hours as police were trying to like get her, but she was gonna kill herself, and it was crazy. Dude, that shit was like burned in my memory, because I remember like when I was little, I loved Selena so much.
Oh, yeah.
And like growing up, after she passed, every single night I'd be praying to God and like talking to Selena. I'm like, I'm so sorry you were taken from Earth. And like it's just like all this.
I lied. Never mind.
I have this connection with her.
You lied?
So I'm like,
I lied.
She's not getting
Yolanda's
released from
coming
prison?
out.
No. TikTok lied to me. Never mind.
Okay, we can relax.
Sorry.
Wait, you mean to tell me
gets-
that
she
not
gets her news
everything
from
on
TikTok.
TikTok is true?
I am just as shocked as you are.
Don't give up on TikTok as a news source, though. Please stay open to
My
it.
bad. Eligible for parole in 2025.
Oh, okay.
Never mind.
That's,
We're
okay,
good.
that's a little better.
But I like the Latina fire that I saw earlier.
Oh yeah,
so
girl,
that's
you
good.
don't understand. My
Just
heart
wanted to set
started
her off.
pounding.
Yeah.
My heart's racing right now.
Yeah.
So what are some of your theories on this?
Okay, so I'm of two minds about this thing.
Yeah.
Because I've seen it from the angle of fans who really only see warnings, only see maybe.
Like once they decide on narrative, they
need
only,
to see it.
Yeah,
So-
we'll see evidence of that thing.
So if that's true, right? If we're all sitting here and we're like, well, Britney's not all there anymore, right? Then shouldn't she need a conservatorship? Like if we're all seeing in the evidence, like she can barely like talk to camera without seeming like this fairy person.
Well, one thing she does need help picking out are her outfits. And if you need help picking out your outfits, we got you. Stitch Fix.
Oh my god. Jesus Christ.
Powerful.
No, but seriously, if you want like a personal stylist without having to pay personal stylist prices, you can go check out Stitch Fix. You go on the website, sign up for an account, and then it's a personal styling company that brings you the world of fashion at your fingertips. So they'll show you different pictures of different clothing items, and you say whether or not you like them, like yay or nay, and then from that they'll assess what your style is, and then they'll send you curated pieces in the mail. You try them on, you wear them a little bit, you decide if you like them. If you like them, you keep them, and if you don't like them, you send them back. But you do get a discount if you keep everything in your box. You pay a $20 styling fee for each fix, which is like nothing, and it's also credited towards anything you keep. And then you could schedule it at any time. There's no subscription required. Plus, shipping, returns, and exchanges are easy and free. So get started today at stitchfix.com/mood, and you'll get 25% off when you keep everything in your fix. That's stitchfix.com/mood for 25% off when you keep everything in your fix. stitchfix.com/mood.
That's right. And after you're looking so good in your new outfits, you're going to be hungry, right? That's where DoorDash comes in.
I always get hungry in new outfits.
There's
Yeah,
nowhere to
right?
go anymore, so I dress up just to open the door for my DoorDasher.
You should.
Yeah.
You look fabulous every time you do, because I'm watching from across the street. I don't know, that got creepy. But anyway, so continue supporting restaurants in your community safely, because there are thousands of restaurants open for delivery on DoorDash that need your patronage now more than ever. So support your favorite restaurants on DoorDash. It's super easy to order. All you have to do is open up the app, choose what you want to eat, and food will be left safely outside your door with the new contactless delivery drop-off setting. So you can support your local go-tos, or you can choose your favorite national restaurants like Chipotle, Wendy's, and
Cheesecake Factory.
Cheesecake Factory. Exactly. Many of your favorite local restaurants are still open for delivery, so go to the DoorDash app and get you some delicious food. Right now, our listeners can get $5 off and 0 delivery fees on their first order of $15 or more when you download the DoorDash app and enter code BIGMOOD. That's $5 off and 0 delivery fees on your first order when you download the DoorDash app and in the App Store and enter code BIGMOOD. Don't forget, that's code BIGMOOD for $5 off your first order with DoorDash.
Okay, so you think, hey, maybe she does need a conservatorship?
Saying if there's evidence that she is reaching out for help, there's also evidence that she needs help with a conservatorship. I mean, there's both sides of this is pretty interesting. It's not just like obviously Britney needs help and there's a conspiracy to keep her captured by this conservatorship thing. I think that having someone in 11 years like as an indentured servant is fucking weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that unless she really is like semi-institutionalized, which is the rumor, is that she's been put into mental institutions a couple times, so she's actually having serious issues.
She was
They say she's
5150.
bipolar, right?
Yeah, she was 5150.
They're claiming
I
that
don't
she's bipolar.
I don't know. I don't know if, I mean, it's not like we're going to get her medical history. You know, like
Yeah.
there's no doctor that's going to be like, here's what's going on with Britney and this is all true. Like, we don't know. We just know from things like that. She was 5150 at one point, and so
Yeah, and then the other argument that I think her dad was giving was like, you don't understand, like she's never experienced controlling any of it. Like, she doesn't know what to do, which, okay, but at one point, none of us had experience
Right.
controlling our finances or anything, and you kind of just like learn what to do. And if you are an adult and you want to be autonomous and you're asking for it, I mean, she's in a clear enough state of mind to request it. I feel like it should have been temporary. I mean, at least shouldn't have lasted this long.
Well, we also don't know, or let's play with the idea of, yeah, she needs it, right? So then we don't know exactly how severe her issues are, because I think I did hear that she has bipolar, and I personally know someone that has bipolar, and they did have to be institutionalized because they were just they were a threat to themselves and to others. And so it can get very severe where, like, you know, this person really can't handle their own stuff and they need help. So who knows exactly how severe it is, if it is the case. But personally, I feel like it is really shady, and there are a lot of people to benefit out of her to continue to stay in this conservative.
that's the other part of it, right?
Yeah.
Where she filed to have her own father removed. Her own father also had a restraining order put against him by her own kids. Like, this guy should not be the head of the conservatorship if she needs it.
She was requesting, like, okay, fine, but can we have someone else?
Exactly.
Yeah,
That
someone
is-
more qualified.
Her and her lawyer were requesting that, and they got denied it. So that's
Yeah.
where you go, okay, well, if she does need this because she needs help, why? And she and they claim, by the way, like, her father claims that she has input on her life and all this shit. Well, how come she doesn't have input on her conservative?
And they're each making 6 figures
Yes.
from this.
Wow.
Yeah.
They're financially incentivized to keep it going. So
Yeah.
that's where I'm like, once you give something power, I've always believed this, once you give something power, they're never going to give it back.
Right.
Look at the fucking Patriot Act and shit. It's not like they're going to go, oh, we're going to draw down the Patriot Act now, guys. Don't worry. We feel like we don't need it as much anymore. Like, they're never giving it back. So something like this is another example of that. You give them that power, they're not going to cede it.
Did you see that video of her team like just deciding every aspect of her life?
No.
Oh yeah, there was this like video of just like kind of showing a little portal into what goes on behind the scenes, and it's like her dad and her team, and they're all like, okay, is she available this date to work? Well, it's her birthday. Should we ask her if she wants to work on her birthday? She's gonna work on her birthday.
Whoa,
We'll make,
God.
yeah,
Is
we'll
that
make
like
sure she
leaked
works on her.
footage or something?
I don't remember where it was from. I think it was from this documentary that this guy put together, because there was a documentary, I think it's on YouTube, that the guy put together, and the only thing he got like a copyright claim against was the footage portraying her dad in a negative light.
Wow.
Yeah, he's very like that.
Yeah.
About his image, and hates the Free Britney movement. Obviously, he's hired like a PR firm to battle
Discredit it
Yeah,
and stuff.
So is there,
and that's
like,
what I'm here to do.
has there been any talks in having her just retire and not be performing anymore, or
They
like,
want
what's
that
going
money.
on there? I understand that there's a lot of people to make money. Obviously, they're gonna want her to work, but then if it's like, oh, she can't handle her own life, then why not just have her stop being a monkey?
She has two
you know,
kids,
like,
dude. She has to take
performing.
care of her 2 kids.
Well, her
That's a lot
kids
of
were
kids.
even. There's even this one. I was watching a video on it, and her kids had asked her, "Hey, mommy, where's your music?" And she goes, "Oh, I don't know, baby. I don't know if I'm going to do that anymore." So
Yeah, and her
she even,
her
like-
own manager just came out and said he doesn't know if she'll even perform again.
Yeah,
So that's where.
she loves performing,
Yeah.
but
But we don't know.
or she says she loves.
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
It's just that's where it all goes crazy, right? Or I'm
Yeah.
like, man, we don't really know Britney. Obviously,
Right.
we all do this thing where we're like, no, I do, I swear. But
Well,
like,
she feels like family because we all grew up with her.
of course. But I don't fucking know Britney. But I just think that the idea of a conservatorship, there's something so fucked up about that to me,
Yeah.
especially where you're financially incentivized to keep it going. So that's my end of the day takeaway from this: is I think that it's wrong for her father to be the executor because she wants somebody else.
There's a conflict of interest, number
Yep.
one.
There's abuse.
She requested someone else.
Yeah.
And then
And
also,
the kids, that's a huge thing.
there's not many cases of a conservatorship lasting this long for someone who's not physically incapacitated,
Right.
Yeah.
you know, or
Exactly.
mentally
And
incapacitated.
she's still working. So I'm like,
Yeah. Usually if they're that mentally incapacitated to need a conservatorship, they wouldn't be working.
Or how about driving? She was
Yeah.
spotted getting in and
Right.
out and shit.
That's
So
true.
it's not like, she can't function.
that's true.
So
Yeah.
yeah, there's a lot of evidence on that
Yeah,
side.
fame is wild. Like when you get to that level of fame, there's so many hands in the pot. There like so many people that want a piece of it.
Right.
You know, and they're just grabbing. I just feel like they were just all grabbing at trying to, control
true.
aspects of it so they get a piece of it. The other person that's been in the media lately is Paris Hilton. I feel like she kind of represents the other end of the spectrum on
Right.
things, where she felt so controlled during childhood.
Yeah.
And she recently came out with a documentary called This Is Paris, where she talks about it, that she made it her life's mission to never be controlled by anything ever again.
Because when she was growing up, she had all this immense pressure to live up to the Hilton name, and where she would be going to all these types of classes where she had to learn how to be proper and elegant and all these things. And then she hated that so much. She hated being controlled so much that when she was a teenager, she was like, you know what? Fuck all of this. I don't give a fuck. She became this party girl. And then so the parents, they ended up feeling like, oh shit, we're losing control of Paris. We got to do something. So they ended up sending her to Provo County. What was it called?
Provo Canyon School.
Provo Canyon?
It's the way they did it though.
Right.
It was like this school, and by the way, I had my best friend and ex-boyfriend in high school both got sent away the same exact
shit.
way, where they have two big employees from the school kidnap you in the middle of the night,
Yeah.
like you're sleeping.
That's
and then-
traumatizing.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's the whole movement right now. Is like
Right.
this
Especially for a
causes a
rich
lot
kid.
of trauma.
Yeah.
I mean, you're a teenager. You're already dealing with all this crazy stuff. Like,
And obviously you're acting out for reasons.
It's
Why
natural
just
to rebel.
It's like throwing them away to the garbage. Like, okay, go over there and get abused, and you should be coming back and be fixed, right?
so
Dude,
they
and then
abduct
she's like,
you.
I'm gonna fucking take the Hilton name and make it a party palace, bro. Cover it
she
in
did.
Barbie.
So they abducted her in the middle of the night,
Oh
and she's like screaming. She's like, "Mom, help!" Like screaming for her parents to help her, and they're just like standing in the corner, trying not
awful.
to look, and like
They were
crying,
crying, yeah.
crying and stuff. And then she gets taken away to this school where first she goes to this wilderness camp where they're pretty much doing manual labor. They're like,
she did get she hopped around a lot of these different places, right?
yeah, she ran away from them.
Yeah.
So she ran away, she got caught, and then as like a punishment, they like beat the shit out of her and
Jesus.
her friend in front of everybody. Like basically,
Yeah.
like if you try to run away, this is what's gonna happen to you. And
How's this legal?
It's in
Exactly.
Utah, so they have the least amount regulation around child abuse.
I need to move to.
Jeez.
Oh, nope, never mind. I thought like in general, like never mind.
I'm like, Gina.
Yeah.
You mean like labor
ever
laws
have
and that kind of
kids.
stuff?
Labor laws, child abuse laws.
Wow.
Yeah. So they could
Wow.
get away with a lot more
why it's
in
there.
Utah. And that's why there's like a concentration of these types of schools in
There.
Utah.
That's where to go when you got teenagers, am I right? You know?
Well, then it spawned this whole troubled teenager industry, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So a couple of the survivors from these schools started a movement trying to get these schools taken away. And it started out with Provo Canyon, but then every couple years, some of their employees will be like, well, we should start our own. And so they start their own school.
Yeah, they
And
branch
there's just like a
out.
high concentration of
gosh.
like, send your troubled teens here and we'll take care of them. And
But then while they're there, they're not telling the parents that they're physically, sexually abusing them as well. Because then Paris was
Yikes.
talking about
They're
being in
heavily
this,
medicated.
yeah, heavily medicated as well. That she was in this solitary confinement space, and like she'd be there, I think, naked
naked
as
for
well.
20 hours
Yeah.
at a time, solitary confinement. They just shove you in there naked. Like, why do you have to be naked
my
other than
gosh.
for humiliation?
It is. It is for humiliation
break
because then one of the employees would be there and like talking shit to them, like it was just pure humiliation.
Oh, no.
And they thought that
And
that
she would
be
hear
their
screaming in the
beauty
next room from someone in a straitjacket. Like
Yeah.
super traumatizing.
So fucked
She said
up.
the only thing that kept her sane was thinking about all the stuff she was going to do once she broke out of
Yep,
it.
yep.
And after she got out, she was just like, I can never have my family control me again.
Yeah.
So that's why she went and built her empire, and she controls every single aspect of it. She created her persona, this brand of her being dumb. She's actually really smart.
Have you heard her
Insanely.
on audio where she's not doing the character?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's
It's pretty
so
interesting.
intelligent.
Well,
Yeah.
this documentary, she
Yeah.
drops her voice.
You
and
actually
stuff.
see her true self, and she's so tomboy, and she's just like, she's always like in sweats or whatever, like completely different Paris than what the public has always seen.
That's why I always say, like, all those people, the super famous rich people that you think are dumb, like, how dumb do you think they can possibly
Marilyn
be?
Monroe.
Yeah.
Like everyone thought she was a dumb blonde.
Yeah.
She was smart as fuck.
The Kardashians? Yeah.
Well, Kim
Oh, yeah.
actually learned from Paris.
Yeah.
She actually came out in that documentary.
And,
as well.
Yeah, and said that
Yeah.
Paris was
Yeah.
responsible for her
Yeah.
fame
Yeah.
and kind of like leading the.
Was Ray J like, come on, man, what the fuck? I did something.
Well, actually, so Paris's sex tape got leaked,
Yeah.
and that was another thing is that after it got leaked, she got almost even more famous, but in a negative way. But she couldn't control that, and she was really mad that it got leaked. But other people kind of saw that she was getting all this attention from it.
So they were like,
then there
"That's
was
the
this
plan."
this like bunch of leaked sex tapes that came out after that, and Ray J and Kim's was one of those.
But
Right.
hearing her talk about that whole sex tape situation too is really heartbreaking because
Yeah.
she was saying like, I was this 18-year-old girl, like I fell in love and I trusted this man and he was so abusive and toxic and he pretty much like kind of sort of forced her a little bit, like coerced her to get filmed, and he was like, come on, no one's gonna see this and all this shit.
He was calling her stupid and
Yeah.
saying he could find someone else to do it.
Exactly, like
so
that,
fucked up.
like manipulating her.
Men are
to-
trash, Steve.
But
Men are
Sorry.
trash.
it's almost so they did studies, and it's like, yeah, if you were abused in your childhood, you subconsciously think that that's a normal way to live, like
Yeah.
a normal situation to be in relationship wise. So you attract abusive relationships.
And that's exactly her track record. Like she, even in the documentary too, they're showing scenes of her with like the most recent guy that she was dating, and like him being really abusive.
dick. That guy was a fucking pussy.
Why?
Yeah.
What
So she was
happened?
actually talking about, so her
little
love
bitch.
life relationship is like, because of the fact that she strives to just make a lot of money. She's really motivated to be successful. And so for some reason, like she can't date someone that's on the same level as her in terms of success and fame or whatever it is. She doesn't like that. She'd rather have someone who's not. But then by that relationship, she ends up being the more powerful one, and then the man in the relationship gets emasculated, and then
They can't handle
and then they
Overcompensates.
can't handle it, and then they overcompensate. They're abusive towards her, and then so like she can never find the winning formula. But I don't know. It seems like she's still got a lot of healing to do. But poor girl.
You
man.
never get over something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh, and then also the public backlash, going back to the sex tape stuff, how the entire world they attacked her.
But not
Yeah.
the
And
dude.
it was revenge
Yeah.
porn shit, right?
Like the dude was getting interviewed on all these
Yeah.
places.
Was he really?
Yeah.
What were they asking him?
They were like, because they
Like,
were
hey,
accusing,
cool job.
They were accusing him, and so he got to defend himself on all these places, being like, watch the tape, man. You could go watch it on my website, blah 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 blah, and like watch
he
the
was
tape, watch the
profiting
tape.
heavily
And he was like,
off of
he was
it.
like, you can clearly see that it's two people in love, and
God.
while he's like marketing the sex tape for more people to watch it.
Yeah. It's
Yikes.
so fucked
Yeah.
up. And then but then on the other side, everyone was attacking Paris like, oh, you planned this. You leaked it yourself and all this shit. But imagine being in her shoes.
Yeah.
You literally trusted this man, this first love of yours or whatever. You're 18 years old. You have the entire world like looking at you and raining down on you for you getting abused. Like you had no say in the whole world seeing you in such an intimate light, and yet it's your fault. You have to take it. That's fucked up.
Yeah, that Paris documentary. Did you see it?
I haven't got to see it yet.
It was really disturbing the way that her mom and family,
Yeah.
and maybe it was just a documentary producers not showing us like the right clips or whatever, but it just seemed really disturbing because a lot of the way she acts is because of this trauma that happened when she was a teenager, and they're not reading it as as a symptom of trauma. They're reading it as like, oh, she's just being a drama queen. Like she's being dramatic. Like there was this one part where Nikki Hilton was talking about her being super dramatic because like she's always got like she left
Oh
her
my God, there's
keys
another one. That's right,
she
Nikki.
left- yeah.
Holy crap, I forgot. Sorry.
And like there's a scene where Paris forgot her sunglasses and she's like, oh my God, can I go get my sunglasses really quick? They're on the table. And she's like, no, we don't have time. And Paris was like, no, I really need them. And it's almost like her security blanket.
Right.
Having like different sunglasses is kind of like her thing. And it's almost like she's hiding from the world. And everyone's just getting pissed at her thinking that she's being a drama queen. It's not that big of a deal. And she says sorry a bunch after. So it really disturbed me. Like the little
For
things
sure.
like that. Like,
And also the mom's reaction once Paris finally like showed her some photos of like of that movement that the Provo whatever. All the survivors they had like these signs and they wrote down like all the shit that they experienced, like sexual abuse, PTSD, like eating disorders, whatever it is that they ended up getting out of this trauma. And the mom was just like, what? But it was just like,
yeah, she
no
didn't,
reaction,
no empathy really.
Yeah, I didn't feel-
And maybe, people process empathy different. Maybe she knew she was on camera and she didn't want to like cry or whatever. I don't know. I like to give benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
But anyway, if you have bad habits that
Paris Hilton's mom, listen.
of unhealthy ways of processing things. No, Noom is an app that is a healthy habit weight loss app. But I feel like it's not just for weight loss, because a lot of times you think of an app for weight loss and it's like counting calories and doing a food diary and exercising more than you eat or
Waking up in the morning.
waking up, brushing your teeth,
Brushing your Surviving.
but this is more focused on like the psychological aspects of why you might not be hitting your goals. So with Noom, you have certain goals. Like let's say mine was to lose some weight. That could be one of them. They will take a look at your habits that are maybe contributing to you overeating, like not just the overeating itself, but maybe you tend to overeat in social situations, or maybe you tend to overeat when you have anxiety or stress, and you kind of work on acknowledging those habits and then breaking those, and then the weight loss is kind of like the end result that happens after dealing with the internal stuff. So I really like that. It's got ease and convenience. You just do 10 minutes a day. The tone of the program works with your lifestyle, and you don't have to commit to a rigorous plan. It's based in psychology. It's based on cognitive behavioral approach and uses personalized courses to help you reach your specific goals. Over 80% of Noomers finish the program, and over 60% have stuck with their goals for at least 1 year. So high success rate. There's a science to getting healthier, and it's called Noom. Sign up for your trial today at noom.com/bigmood. What do you have to lose? Visit noom.com/bigmood to start your trial today. That's noom.com/bigmood.
Yeah, and I want to talk about FabFitFun.
oh my God, I love it so much.
I know. I just recently received my very first box ever. And so I have always seen people promoting this on social media, and I'm always like, oh man, I really want to try it. And so finally, thank you, FabFitFun. You guys sent us our fall box. And in this fall box, there were so many good things that I actually ended up keeping all of them, because I was thinking, I'm like, well, if there's some stuff here and there that might not really fit with my taste or whatever it is, because I'm brand new to this, maybe I can save it for a gift or something, because they're full-size products. They're not like sample size little things. But I mean,
It works. I would do the same thing, honestly.
Yeah.
Like if I didn't want something, I would just gift it to. Imagine we
Yeah.
just give it to each other. Like, hey,
I mean,
Stocking like, I got this
that
too.
could work, exactly. Because
I got the FabFitFun box too, bitch.
we all have the same stuff.
It's good
No.
stuff though.
I know.
really like
So my purse that I've been using recently, I forgot the brand, but it's this like really cute black backpack purse.
Yeah.
Backpack purse? Yeah, exactly. And
Mini
I use
backpack.
it. I have it, and I bring it with me every single day. I absolutely love it. So yeah, I feel like the value of this box is so amazing because, like I said, you get full-size products. They're quality stuff, name brand stuff, and it's just like, why not treat yourself every season, you know? So it's time to customize your box for the fall season. Sign up today to receive your first box and join a community of over 1 million women who are already obsessed. And I'm one of these million. I love it. Use coupon code BIGMOOD for $10 off your first box at fabfitfun.com. That's code BIGMOOD for $10 off your first box at fabfitfun.com. Let me know what you think.
Yeah, so Paris is actually a boss ass businesswoman. Did you like think of her that way when?
Well, I kind of go against the grain a lot when it comes to when everybody's trying to tell me
Yeah.
this is how somebody is.
Yes.
I'm always like, I don't know, maybe I should try to look for something else.
Steve, Hitler was really bad. Everyone thinks so.
I think that maybe you're wrong.
God,
No, but that's
someone's gonna steal that. Quote.
yeah, exactly. No, I mean obviously there's some easy ones.
Yeah.
But anytime that it's like harmless, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like, okay, so this celebrity person is a ditz. She's so dumb. Oh my God, Paris, like you're all about the shoes. Like
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I just don't think that anything's that simple, especially when somebody's being outwardly portrayed like that.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
like when you're being advertised to, honestly.
Yeah.
It's like, did you know that Paris Hilton's like this? Did you know that Paris Hilton's like this? Did you know that Paris Hilton's like this? And you're constantly getting inundated with it. And that's what always makes me skeptical. Because I
Yeah.
think everyone gets like mislabeled something just by being in public or ever being on camera somehow.
I think it's so dumb when people just take it and just take it as face value
Yeah.
without doing a little bit of critical thinking. Like I said earlier, she's rich as shit, right? And she's
Well, a lot of people wrote that off as like, well, she has like her
Inherited money?
I mean, her family gave her the money.
Right.
didn't her grandfather cut her off? If he said that if she doesn't stop fucking up, he'll cut her off. But like besides that, but also like the Kardashians, listen, man, I don't keep up with them.
Nice. Hey, nice.
I wasn't even planning.
Wow,
I
that was
wasn't
really
even
good,
planning
though.
on
I
that.
like
Their branding's just so good.
Yeah,
it's like
it's just-
innately in you.
Did you see that? I didn't even plan on that. Or like when people get all up in arms about, well, they just did this and it's terrible and it's all over. I'm like, you do realize that that's what they want, right? They're so smart because how long are people they've been still talking about them?
Dude, they incept my dreams.
Yeah.
I literally don't follow any of them.
either.
And somehow Kylie's always popping up in my dreams.
I know things about them that I don't care to know, but it's because they're so good. So when if you're looking at this and you're still thinking these people are so dumb and they have no talent, well, like you are an idiot. You're
Yeah.
the dumb one. Like
Yes.
this is
You're getting
amazing.
worked.
Yeah,
You're getting
exactly.
worked by them, dude.
Yeah.
Half of their money is coming from haters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And they're monetizing their haters. So that's the thing. They just don't. People don't understand how that stuff works
Yeah.
sometimes. And also too, being like a social media person, I've been on both sides of the fence where I see how someone's portrayed and then I know them in real life.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks I'm a hoe.
Exactly.
Well, that's
I
because
mean,
I
you know,
marketed it like that way for a
there's
while because it was
arguments.
fun.
There's
It was-
arguments.
It could
there
also
are
be
some.
because you're a hoe.
That could also be it. It could also. You're right.
But that's the thing, right? So once you know that, once you see how everyone says something, and then you actually know how it is, you can never go back from that.
Yeah.
Like I will read things about social media people in newspapers that is not real or
Yeah.
true, or even just about the amount of money we all make. It's all bullshit. Like all the stuff that they say that we do. When you actually know the person, you're like, man, you got
know,
this so wrong. It's crazy.
I know. And then sometimes I wonder too, I'm like, wait, how did you get all the information that was given to you and then distort it to create something that's not even true anymore? That should blow
So
my
that's
mind
why I
too.
think Paris is so smart because she thought about branding from the beginning. Like she thought of herself as a brand. She was actually
What was that show she was on with Nikki? and
Simple Life.
Life.
Simple Life.
She was actually considered the original influencer
Yeah.
because
Oh,
she
yeah.
started like the famous for being famous type
Yeah.
of thing.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
she always thought of herself as in terms of a brand. Like, is this in alignment with my brand? Will this hurt my brand? So she branded herself and no one else could. Like she branded herself dumb and ditzy and whatever.
Do you remember when everyone's like, "That's hot,
Yeah.
Yes.
so hot"?
She tried to trademark
Yeah.
it.
The sunglasses, the pink, the poodle, everything. It was
Everything.
fantastic.
So when other
Yeah.
people are allowed to dictate your branding or what they're perceiving you as, that just tells me that like we maybe weren't as good as branding ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, or
True.
using it to win. Like,
Yeah.
that's what she did. She's like, I'll use the inertia of all this shit to fucking make myself
Yeah.
a fucking independent empire.
Yeah.
there's a lot of those now, like even on YouTube or Instagram where you just see them. It's like, God, like some people just go crazy and do stupid things or just out of their minds, and you realize they're making so much money off of this.
Yes.
Oh my God, it's incredible. Like
That's why she says she thinks she created a monster.
Yeah.
yeah, like we know one person that I remember I asked you guys, I'm like, is she fucking insane? You guys, when you guys were like, yes, and she's making so much money off of it.
That's correct.
Yeah,
Who is it?
I know exactly what you're talking
yeah,
about.
Damn it.
yeah.
I can't.
And people don't even know that we know them either. So it's fun. That's always a fun
I see.
one.
I see.
So everyone's going to start like in the comments,
The one you said, like, yeah, she's crazy, but she knows what she's doing crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, There's a lot of people like that.
Yeah.
For
Exactly.
sure.
So, I mean, it's a winning formula, apparently. It's working.
Because at the end of the day, that's a lot of money in your bank, man.
That's a lot of doll hairs.
That's a lot of fucking doll hairs, and I love doll hairs. It works.
And with that is the independence to do whatever the fuck you want.
Mm-hmm.
Like Paris Hilton could just walk away, which she kind of has lately. Like she's kind of not been in the spotlight at all.
She's also been on TikTok lately. God, I need to get off that app so bad.
Yeah. Well, she doesn't take a vacation.
Yeah.
She said that she works like 250. She's traveling 250 days of the year
And she
Wow.
actually suffers from insomnia, so she'll sleep like 2 hours
get it.
every
because
night.
she has
Wait.
nightmares about this
Yeah, about
school
that.
every single night.
Jesus.
Yes.
Yeah.
What is she doing now? Like what is she
Oh,
doing?
she's a DJ. She travels. She has, I forgot how many brands, but a fuck
She has
ton of
19
brands.
brands.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, that's what they said in the
Exactly.
documentary.
But
Yeah.
notice how her brand is not now skewered to being the top of the tabloids and all that stuff.
Right,
Like
right,
she's
right.
gone from all that shit. She's like,
She has perfume, like apparel.
I don't know anyone that wears or buys anything Paris Hilton though.
Dude,
Like,
her
that
perfume
name
was huge.
back then.
Yeah, no,
But
yeah.
nowadays it's just like, what is she doing
But
exactly?
if Paris Hilton walked into a room, like everyone would be
know.
like, "Holy shit, it's Paris
Yeah.
Hilton!"
Right. Yeah, you know, a few years ago, I had heard about her persona being just a fake persona and not really herself, and that in reality she is this like brilliant woman and she created this whole image for her. And I heard this years ago and I'm like, nah.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm very simple-minded, Nikki. I believe whatever you push in front of my face. I'm very gullible. So
I mean,
I look at the
back to the Hitler
figures.
thing.
yeah, on the Hitler topic.
I look at numbers. So if you're like, hey, she's not really dumb. She actually built this many businesses, has this much in revenue a year, and this much blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh yeah, she hella smart.
Yeah.
Like the smartest people are not the ones that know all the things, like are doing all the
For sure.
math. The smart people are the ones leveraging
But
themselves
then
to
the
like,
simple-minded ones end up going, but that's not even her. She's just a puppet then because she came from money. She has a Hilton name. So obviously she didn't do this on her own. That's what I used to think.
That's what I noticed about this Britney Spears thing is one of the people who was commenting on this one YouTube person was saying that obviously Britney can't be have dementia because she won a lot of VMAs that year. And I was like,
I'm not that simple-minded.
how in the fuck did you get there, man?
My brain just, I think I'm having a stroke.
I'm like, bro, like I don't know how you got there. Like,
I need you to walk me through this because I am
Yeah.
so curious as to how you got there.
So when she goes into her therapist's office, they're like, "Well, how many VMAs did you win this year?" Well, I won 5. You're good.
She's
You're
holding her
good.
VMAs.
Out.
I don't know where I am right now,
Can you
but look
count
at
them
these
for me?
things.
There's
You got
just so
5
many.
VMAs. You're good. Mentally stable as fuck.
Yeah.
Get out.
Right?
That's what I mean by when you so if and people, this video had a very nice like to dislike ratio. I think a lot of people were like, yeah, that's really true. And it saddens me because I wish people just looked a little deeper at the actual argument that's being presented, right? Britney Spears is being held captive by her estate. Fact. She tried to push her father out. That's another fact. Like, does she seem like she's crying out for help? It seems like it. We don't know. But like but instead of like just taking the
facts.
the dish that's served right in front of you and eating all of it, like just take a look at your food first.
Well, I have now because now I've surrounded myself with very intelligent friends, which now my mentality, I'm always skeptical now.
Critical thinking.
Good.
You know?
Right on.
Yeah.
Nice. Good.
Question everything.
But old Tiff, she was so simple.
The simple life.
It can go too far the other way too,
Oh,
where
yeah.
you're like, wait, everything's a lie.
Is this a conspiracy
and then
too?
everything, then that's when people become like very into the
So woke.
conspiracy.
You guys are all such sheep.
Yeah.
I'm smarter than everyone because I use those words.
Free the sheeple.
Sheeple.
We the
there it is.
sheeple of the
Wake
United
up,
States.
everyone. Wake up, sheeple.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I used to be like, I could be a sheep. It's okay.
Yeah. You would be the
Hey,
cutest
sheep are pretty well cared for.
Yeah, I'm like,
they're
I don't
cute.
have to
They have a
think
good
for
life.
myself. It's cool.
They have a purpose. They make wool.
They keep people warm. See, they have a purpose. It's fine.
They make Ugg boots. And we
Wait.
all need Ugg boots.
So is Paris Hilton not in contact with her parents or anything anymore? Is she just?
She is.
Well,
is she?
yeah, she is, but she never told them any of this beforehand.
The trauma shit from
Oh.
Yeah, she just used it as her fuel
Good
to
for her.
Yeah,
Good for her.
to become successful.
Yeah, you sink or swim, and she fucking swam the shit out of that. That's
yeah,
amazing.
she did an Olympic-sized pool.
Yeah. And then so where is Britney Spears' mom?
So that's what's interesting too, is that certain tweets that are like "Free Britney," her mom has liked them.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wait, her
and
mom's
she's-
active. Oh, I thought she was. Oh, she's alive. She's
And
out there.
she's
somewhere.
like
yeah.
tweets
Oh, yeah.
where they say she's in a mental institution and stuff. So she's like giving some juice to all this.
Yeah, and
Why
well,
would
her
she
and
do
the
that?
dad are
Separated,
divorced. Yeah,
of course.
Wait, who? What? Her and her daughters?
Britney
Her and-
Spears and the mom or their
mom
mom
and
and dad are divorced.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember there was also some drama with the mom, and like she would be fighting with Britney a lot, and it was like some sort of like that. I don't remember, but that makes sense to me why she wouldn't be one of the conservatorship.
I heard a theory where, because you know how like Jamie Lynn Spears was on Nickelodeon and all that stuff, and you know like the creator of Nickelodeon's like a huge pedo that has a
Yes.
huge foot fetish.
Yes.
Like there's
Back
some,
then. Well, he was he the creator at the time, or
I don't know if
didn't
he was
know
creator, but
this.
he was,
he
a
was in
higher up.
charge. He was
Yeah.
like the guy. Yeah.
Dude, he had like a weird foot fetish. Have you seen like videos of Ariana Grande back then? Like the things he made her do,
Like what?
like putting her feet in her mouth, and like
Ow.
he has a huge foot fetish. Like it was played off.
How did she do that?
I mean, like, how did he
Flexible
work that
shit.
into a show? Like into
she'll
the
be like,
show?
What could be
guys,
innocent?
did you guys know that some people can't put their foot in their mouth? Well, I can. Watch this. And then, or like, she's like squeezing a potato. She's like, I wonder if I can juice a potato. Like just really creepy shit. Or like dumping water in her mouth, like really creepy. So Jamie Lynn Spears was a part of the whole Nickelodeon thing at the time, and she was a teen mother, and people were saying that it could have been that guy's kid.
No way.
Like
Whoa.
yeah, like statutory rape or something, and that's why she disappeared and stuff.
Wait,
Yeah.
so the father never is not publicly known?
I don't know. I guess not. But
Well,
people
she
are
had
saying
a
it's
boyfriend at the time,
Yeah.
but I mean, you have
But
to
they're-
take a parental test,
yeah.
paternity
I
test.
gotta show you that video. It's really disturbing. Like just you notice all the feet. The Nickelodeon logo is a giant foot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh right.
Yeah.
of, yeah.
And there were like all these shows, like those. What are those shows back then on the
All that?
like or like our later years? But there was always like something about feet, like their feet were always showing and stuff like that. It was really creepy.
And by the way, people that have foot fetishes, we're not going to yuck their yums.
No, you guys are
You're
fucking
allowed
weird.
to have foot
You guys are-
fetishes.
no, you
Just
guys
Don't
are
do it
not-
to kids.
Yeah,
You guys
not
are
a
fucking
child.
weird.
foot.
Yeah, when-
That's all.
That's what we're yucking.
That's where we take a
Yeah.
stand.
we accept
The
every
minor
fetish
one.
except for furries. I'm just kidding.
That's true. I don't accept furries, and I don't want to know the arguments for furries. Fuck you. I don't care. I'm not eating it.
But now I wonder, like, where is Jamie Lynn Spears? Where's the mom and stuff like that?
Apparently, she hasn't touched a dime of Britney's money. That's what she says.
That's good.
Yeah.
She's like
But the
living her own
brother
life.
hasn't he?
There's a
Like-
brother?
brother?
Yeah, the brother was was defending the dad.
Oh,
really?
no.
Yeah. He
Dude,
was
a
just
lot
like
of
there's
these-
certain things you don't know and stuff like that.
Duh. We want to know, man. Tell us.
Right. And then Britney herself was like, hey, I know you guys love me and I really appreciate it, but like the biggest thing you could do to help me right now is just give me space. So, and then, and Jamie Lynn did say, like, hey, you don't know my sister. She's actually really, really strong and she's fighting. She's a fighter. Just like let her
What is
have
she fighting?
space.
What is she fighting?
Exactly.
What are you
Right.
fighting?
If she didn't have something to fight, then why?
Well, it could be with herself or something. Who knows? But yeah.
There's all these child stars like Aaron Carter
Oh man.
yeah.
lost his mind. Yeah.
I recently saw a concert with Aaron Carter there. I didn't mean to be there, but
I was there with you.
I like how you're like offended. Ooh, I didn't mean to be there with him, but
there.
No, we were at this party. This was like a year ago.
Yeah, no, it was like 3 or 4. We weren't married.
Oh yeah.
It
Wow.
was
It was that long
It was
ago.
2016.
Damn.
I'm sorry, I remember dates so well. It was June of 2016.
Every time we do that, I'm like, wow.
Yeah, it was because it's like it's associated with VidCon, and I'm like, okay, well, that was the last year we were at VidCon. It was 2016.
Oh,
and
right, it
we went
was
to the
VidCon.
party. Yeah.
Yeah, and so we just show up and we're eating
and
food, and then all of a sudden Aaron Carter
Aaron
starts
Carter
doing a
does-
set, and we're like, "What the
did
fuck?"
he look like a crackhead?
He looked like, yeah. I mean, he looked like he was like walking out of a gas station with a tall boy.
Yeah. Okay, that's
Yeah.
exactly what I was thinking.
Well, he's
yeah.
defended himself that he hasn't done drugs, but he actually suffered from like an eating disorder or something.
I remember that.
He does
has an
porn on
OnlyFans?
What? He has
What?
an OnlyFans? Just said that.
You say he
off
does
screen.
porn now?
But that's how he beat Shaq.
Oh my god, that's right. And I
what?
Want Candy. Remember that song?
Dude,
that
he
you
did beat Shaq because you know what? Shaq's doing Gold Bond, and he's got a jerking on cam. So
What?
So
Shaq has so many companies. I love that man.
I think
He's-
Shaq won is what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
Shaq won
I
at
think
this
Shaq
point.
won.
Wait, Gold
But, like,
Bond is
Are you
Shaq's
sure Aaron
company?
Carter didn't beat
No, he's-
Shaq?
he's- like
I
commercials.
think there's some arguments to be made.
Okay, well, TBD.
Or like
Yeah.
there was like videos of Aaron Carter just going off on a weird rant and then kissing his mom on the mouth or something like that
What?
too. I remember that. Like,
Wow.
yeah, it was pretty crazy.
These poor child
What are
actors.
your final thoughts on this, Brittany?
musicians.
Okay, I
Stuff.
think that we got to free Britney because I think that it's wrong.
Oh,
to
so you
have-
are on the Free Britney side?
I am on the Free
because
Britney
you did a
side.
lot of devil's advocate on the other side.
Well, I try to
yeah.
do both.
Yeah.
But I personally just don't think that the idea of a conservatorship, especially something that was supposed to be temporary, should have people who are financially incentivized to keep you in it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Makes no
That's the
fucking sense at
fucked
all.
up part.
Paris Hilton, I fucking love you. Always been a fan. I always knew you were a smart chick, but I didn't know how. Thank you.
How smart or how she was smart.
How she was smart.
How she was smart.
I didn't know in what way she was smart, but I knew that she was doing smart things, but I didn't really know what.
Got it. Got
Thank
it.
you.
Flat.
Got it.
Other
Yeah.
than turning a bunch of attention on herself for years, being in fucking every commercial at the time. She was in movies just to say that's hot as a cameo real quick. Like she fucking killed it at that.
Yeah, she knew
And
her
got
branding and
no
she just,
credit for it.
I like the way,
Drilled
and
it.
I like the way. You know what? You're right. She was the first influencer. How
Yeah, she
wild is
was.
that?
That's what they say in the documentary.
So
too.
cool.
Nobody was taking selfies before her.
But if you remember, everyone at the time, all the people who the media critics and like conservative groups and stuff, they were all saying, well, this is going to be the downfall of society. Now you have somebody who's famous for being famous. And didn't that happen?
That is true.
Oh,
They
random
nailed
fact.
that. That was a fucking jump shot.
Random fact I totally forgot to point out. Paris Hilton, if you notice on her Instagram, even her still photos, they're actually videos, like still videos. So that every time someone scrolls past it, it marks as a view. So instead of getting likes, it shows the numbers of views instead, which is exponentially higher. So like instead of she like, because you know your on
Yeah.
Instagram video, it shows numbers of views instead of
Yeah.
likes.
Yeah.
So all of her stills are actual loop videos.
Oh.
So people are like, that's genius. It makes her numbers look huge.
She's really ahead of her
So
time
smart.
as far as the social media branding, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, anyway, let us know your thoughts in the comments. Do you want to free Britney? Do you think has your mind changed about Paris Hilton? Let us know.
I hope someone's like, nah, she's just a dumb slut. Good for you.
Also, rate us 5 stars on iTunes. We love it. It helps us out a lot. Also, like our video. That helps us on YouTube a lot with that dumb algorithm thing.
Yeah.
Also, I would like to plug my show, Shit They Don't Tell You. It's
You
my
should watch
podcast.
Shit They Don't Tell You. It's
Please
a
check it
great
out.
podcast.
Please rate it.
It's our chief competitor.
It's our chief competitor. I'm happy to be on the show, finally promoting my thing. It's my product.
I was on the show once. But that episode's probably the best episode they've ever done in their
It
life.
actually is.
It was
It's
really
got
good.
the most amount of views. It was also
Wait,
called
really?
like orgies and threesomes or something like that.
Wow.
Like Gina Can't Stop Sucking Dick is what the title is.
Yeah. There it goes.
Because her branding is the biggest hoe, So anyway, we'll see you next time. Bye.